You think that the Greens have peaked,
Yeah,
yet all the evidence that we have so far is that the Greens are on the rise and certainly they're taking votes from the Labor Party. Why wouldn't that continue?
Well, they've made a couple of fundamental mistakes which have revealed their extreme nature. I mean, they have a deep anti-Israeli streak in them which frightens and concerns a lot of people. I mean, we saw the reaffirmation by Senator Rhiannon of her views on that. They have some very way-out foreign policies and way-out social policy. Australians don't like extremists. They don't like extremists in any spectrum of politics, and I think the Greens are increasingly seen as extremists, and they didn't do so well in the last New South Wales election, and one of the reasons for that, of course, was this absurd attitude many of them have about Israel.
What's your expectation of what will happen to the independents then at the next election?
I think both Oakeshott and Windsor, if they run, will lose their seats. If you look at the pattern of the Victorian election, the country independents did less well there. And if the Victorian Liberal Party does what I hope it does and puts Adam Bandt last on the Liberal Party's how to vote card, the Labor Party will regain the seat of Melbourne at the next federal election, which I'd like to see happen.
Surely then you're talking about tactics now. You're telling the Liberal Party how they should run the race.
Well, perhaps I am on that. Yes.
Didn't take you long to break your vow of silence.
No. All right.
So, but that is...
You haven't lost your touch.
But surely that is a sign that that the Labor Party is really having difficulty with the Greens if it needs the Liberal Party's support in order to win a seat like Melbourne.
No, I look at it from the point of view of principle, and the principle is that Green policies are worse than Labor policies. I think Labor policies are bad enough, but Green policies are even worse.
We stand now less than a fortnight away from the anniversary of September 11. Do you think that it was a mistake to invade Iraq?
No.
And what about the fact that we bled then forces away from Afghanistan, which is...
Well, that's not a theory I accept, because the initial task in Afghanistan had been completed, and the Taliban had been routed, and there had been an alliance formed behind Hamid Karzai, so there was reason to believe that the task in Afghanistan had been substantially completed.
But clearly it wasn't.
No, but I don't think you can blame the commitment in Iraq for that.
How has the world changed, do you think, since September 11? Everyone at the time said this will be an epoch-changing moment. How did the world change because of that?
Well, we've become more cautious. I think we're more alive to the fact that conflict is not just defined in the old terms of armies rolling across borders, that terrorism and the threat of terrorism is a reality we all have to face. There are the daily inconveniences which most sensible people fully accept of airline and other travel. I think there's a realisation also that the things that bind countries together are common values and common beliefs. And the takeout of mine over the last 10 years is that the strongest bonds between nations are shared values and shared attitudes more than anything else.
Which is why you were so keen on the alliance with the United States.
Yes, I believe very strongly that what brings countries more closely together than anything else is our shared values. That is why, despite the economic significance of China, and it is very significant, America and Australia will always be closer than China and Australia because we have shared values. And that's not to be critical of China or downplay the importance of the relationship, but just to emphasise that it's values that drives the strength of an alliance more than anything else.
John Howard, thank you.
Thank you.